thought I'd write a love song till I die, but Pac made me understand that even thugs cry. I'm not a coward, so I'd rather feel than not try. I'm on the come up, have to stay humble. Who am I? My girl
I look back at King's College, our time in KC, and when I go through some things and I'm able to show myself or my experiences, I really refuse to believe that we were so impacted at that level. Can you tell us what it was like being in KC?
I think I owe it to KC for my love for corporate dressing. You know, because obviously being younger, pants and ties were not really a thing, you know, before you got into secondary school. You know, so I think they're a big part of what being a gentleman is, you know, and I think that has never left me. You know, being an alumni of King's College it's a blessing. It's something to be proud of. You know, you can hold your head up high anywhere. You know, when the big unveiling happened, you know, and some people got to know that, like, oh, na case boy, now why? Do you understand? So when you hear things like that, you just know the school has really, you know, positively impacted a lot of us, you know, in different fields.
So the thing is, I don't like to ask people certain questions. I just like to read through what they've written.
Okay.
And I can see through some things that I would have asked them about.
Okay.
Reading the way you responded to some of the things you responded to and some of the things you've written, I get an impression of someone that has been through a lot. Like, you've been through tough times. You've been through really, really hard times. Your values and ethics have been tested.
Yes.
You want to share some of those moments?
Okay, well, at some point in my life, I was suicidal, and I never spoke to anybody about it, actually. It was recently when, you know, my mom got to find out that, you know, the whole EFCC thing, handler, you know, and then she sent me a very long message, and in that message she actually wrote how she knew, you know, I was suicidal, but she just prayed about it. She didn't mention it to me, and it got me teary-eyed, really, because I never spoke about it to anybody. I had a rough patch at some point where, you know, the feeling like that, all my mates are doing better, you know, some have, you know, multiple jobs, families, kids, and I was broke, you know, no job, nothing. You know, I literally used to drive around Lagos. I used to use a 505 then, Evolution. I used to drive around Lagos, dropping my...
Your dad's 505?
Yeah, I mean, he had given it to me at that period. I used to drive around Lagos, dropping my CV in anything that looked like an office building. You know, I was that...
Around what time was it?
This was after my last record. My last video was As the World Turns. That was 2012. So I think sometime between the end of 2012 and middle of 2014. You know, so I remember I got called for an interview at Rough and Tumble, Isaac John, and I had an interview with the CEO, and she was like, I had a master's degree at the time, and she said, well, I pay graduates just 50,000 naira. And my word, I was ready to take it. Like, I was happy to take it, you know. But then she said I was going to do a test, you know. I never got called back for that test. I don't know what happened, you know. But just to explain to you that, you know, I was going to take that job, 50,000, master's degree. I didn't care, you know. I needed to earn, you know, because I didn't want to be 35 years old, be in my 30s and, you know, sagging my pants and grabbing my crotch like and holding a demo CD, you know. As a man, you have responsibilities, directly or indirectly, you know. At some point, you're going to meet a nice young lady, you know, you're going to want to marry her. And
so how did you come out of that space?
well, by chance, I found out the commission was recruiting, and I sent in my CV. I got called for a test, which I did, and then I had an interview, which was very scary because there's like, you know, 7, 8, 9 people on interviewing just me and everything. I thought I scaled through it because for a year nothing happened, you know. So that was
For
another
a year after the
for a year
interview?
after the interview. So I think I had the interview in 2013 or so, end of 2013. And you know, when you have an interview like that, the next thing you're hoping is, okay, next 1 or 2 months they'll call me, I'll start. But so that was another round of frustration, you know. But their process was thorough, you know. You do the whole lie detector test and medical test, and
You had a lie detector?
yeah, sure.
Whoa.
You know,
That's some big ups to EFCC right there.
And they call them polygraph test. You know. So that was another round of frustration.
So in the midst of this topsy-turvy of life experiences, life giving you hard blows, did you have times really where you were like, first of all, do you believe in God, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, did you have times where you were beginning to doubt God's existence or whether God was really interested in your personal business?
Of course, that happened a lot because you look like, I mean, you have the power to change my situation. Why am I here? You understand? Why, you know, but the thing is, whatever you're going through, somebody has it worse. You know,
Did you think about it like this then?
Yes, I did. You know, I think that was one of the things that, you know, when I think of doing anything stupid, it just brings me back to earth. Like, guy, calm down. You know, there's a roof over your head. You know, there's another person that
You have 505.
I have 505. You know, although I graduated from boss to 505, but still, you understand. Somebody has it worse. Whatever you're going through, you know, there's somebody under the bridge. You know, somebody that can't. You know, I couldn't afford 100 naira credit at some point, but there's somebody that doesn't have a phone. You understand? So I think with everything, I was just hopeful that I will not be here forever. You understand? And I think I had to change my mentality first. Like, don't worry, you can't be comparing somebody's finish line to your own starting line, so to speak. You understand? So don't worry, whatever you feel you've lost, you know, as the Bible says, God will give it back to you in sevenfold or something, you know. So yeah, I was just hopeful that things would change, and I think they did, you know.
So a Nigerian rapper, Reminisce,
Yeah,
in his last work,
I like Reminisce, by the way.
Yeah,
It's a
I
great
like
artist.
him too.
It's a great artist.
in his last work, he said, rap gave me Lagbara gone 7 years, mo fi blow.
Rap gave me Yahweh, they got 7 years, my feet blow. Damn.
I mean, the impression I got was there was 7 years, but it was actually 7 long years from the way he dropped
Very
those
long.
bars. It was 7 long years.
Yeah.
And I could feel in those 2 lines, I could feel the pain.
The story,
And I
yeah.
mean, he goes on to say, it took me a while to get here, so I'm going to take my time.
Of course.
Here, right?
Of course.
So, looking at you, obviously for someone who started to really do it, you know, with the EPs and everything, 10 years ago, you probably would have been with some of the superstars today or some of the people that
Yeah.
became superstars and are not there anymore.
Yeah.
Can you share some of your experience of going to drop your CD at the music station or radio station rather?
I was actually in the same class with K-Switch, that's D'Banj's
K-Switch
younger brother.
Industry. In the new
Yes,
movie, yeah.
yes. And we used to sit at the back of the class and, you know,
What's good?
Covenant University.
Okay.
And, you know, write rhymes on paper. And, you know. And I remember we made a demo at some point. Frabs was the
Were you
producer.
guys like a group?
We're not a group, we're just friends,
Okay.
you know, who came together to do something. Frabs was with us in school then too. He was the producer. So it was me, K-Switch, and Deepo. I don't know if you know him. He's an R&B singer. He's in Canada now. Something. I'm Oladipo, I can be your man. Yeah. So we're all together, and we had recorded a couple of songs, which Kenny, that's K-Switch, sent over to London. Then where D'banj and Don Jazzy were, and I remember being on the phone to D'banj, and he had these big dreams. Like
He was in the
he was in the UK at the time. This was 2004. He was trying to promote. They had recorded the album Tongolo, and he was trying to promote that. And the lead single was, you know, Tongolo. And at that point, we used to go for shows together. At different places, Unilag. I remember I went to Unilag one time. Unilag, 11:40. It used to be called 11:45 then.
On our Road.
Yeah, all over 11:45. Had a couple of shows then, and I mean we
You must have been very excited for your own prospects at the time.
Yeah, and he used to call me Loon then, because
The rapper.
Yeah, there's a certain way I used to rap, and it was very calm, and you know, and I think we grew up, and I got to find myself musically, you know, which is quite different from what he does.
When you say find yourself, what do you mean?
I mean, at that point, I wasn't sure of what I wanted to be musically, you know. I didn't know what my sound was, you know, so I needed to learn and grow. And when I found that out, obviously it was a bit different from what he was doing and everything. He's a pop artist, obviously, you know, and me, I'm more.
Never falter. The kid fresh, black tux, eyes low, off Cubana cigars.
I'm more introspective with what I do. You know, the genres were different, you know. It never really, along the line, I think one day came in, Prince came in, Durella came in, and I think we just...
Durella came in?
Yeah, he came in at some point. It was brief though, quite brief.
Was that why they sort of looked alike, or they had all this? Their style.
Yeah, their styles were similar at some point, and I don't want to get into their personal business. I don't know what happened between them or how that panned out, but I don't think it worked out. And somehow, with school and everything, I think they regrouped and, you know, found their feet. And, you know, some of us were not part of the initial thing anymore, which is fine. I mean, people always ask me, so do you have any grudge? And I'm like, no, I hold no grudge. You know, like, wherever we see, in any country, it's all love. I mean, we went to, the last we were together where, I think 2013 or 12, I was at his house. But before then, we had gone to South Africa for a show in Johannesburg. Me, myself, D'banj, and the whole crew, and Omalmi, and Yemi Sachs. Shay Law, you know, a long time ago.
The comedian.
Yeah, 2008, you know, so I hold no grudge. I'm really happy for what he has achieved.
What's next for your music?
Obviously, I'm going to release a new single in a couple of days, but music is, the Nigerian music industry, you need a lot of money to make a lot of money, so to speak, you know, so yes, I think at some point one of the questions I had to ask myself was, you know, when I was going through my downtime, and my point of nadir was, Femi, if you don't make music, if you don't make money from music, will you still do it? You know, and my answer was yes. So at that point, the pressure came off. You know, I stopped trying to blow, you know, so to speak. So it's more like, it's my first love. I will do it, even if it's amongst other things, even if it's among corporate work. I'll always do it at my own time. If there comes a time where, you know, a bigger platform comes around and can help me take it to the next level, I'll be open to that. But until then, I just do it at my pace and for the love of it. You know.
The music apart now, what's the next thing for you? Because now you've left the EFCC.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing at the moment. I don't know what you're going to do in the immediate future.
In the immediate future,
apart from the music?
apart from the music will always be there. I have a couple of consultancy projects that are on my desk right now that I'm looking at. So there are a lot right now. And obviously I can't do everything. You know, so I'd probably have to pick what suits me best, or, you know, what brand I can find a symbiotic relationship with, basically. So that's what I'm into now, consultancy work.
So why are you not in a relationship? You picked that over one night stand. So, I mean, you're 32 in October. You should be in something serious by now. I mean, you're not going to ask me this question because I'm the one asking the question. So don't even say I'm judging.
Eva Mendes hasn't picked my call.
Yeah? Eva Mendes, you're dreaming. Come on, get serious.
Nah, but seriously,
I see the tweet at you. I don't want to believe you've not seen something.
I haven't, actually. And
are you still like sampling, eh?
no, I'm not sampling. That's a terrible word. Don't use
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm not sampling.
I mean, like, you're looking at what's there.
Okay.
I don't mean anything else.
If you put it that way. No, I'm open to it. You know, I'm open to, I believe
You're
in...
open to sampling?
No, I'm open to a serious relationship.
Yeah.
I believe in...
What kind of woman are you looking for?
how do I say this without being cliche, without sounding...
Just say the kind of woman you're looking for. If it's the cliche woman, fine. I mean, it's your choice.
Somebody that has her own. And her own, like, she's in total control of her... No, not that. What's wrong? Like, she's
got to listen very well, so.
She knows who she is. You understand? She knows who she is. She knows what she wants. A very focused human being. Somebody that is not just about the talk. You know, because I don't like talking too much. I mean, somebody that has a plan, knows what to do.
It looks like you're looking for a ready-made woman.
And goes for her dreams. No, you don't have to be ready-made to have a vision of, you know, what you want to do and where you want to be. You know, I don't want you, for lack of a better word, I'd say independent woman. Somebody that, you know, she's in control of
You're looking
her
for a
thing.
feminist, huh?
Well, it depends on how you mean that feminist. You know, not the troublemakers. You know, some people are, some of those, you know, true feminism is not
Trust me,
being anti-man.
The ideal woman for me is a feminist, and I don't mean like this.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly.
Stuff.
True feminism. I'm very much in support of that.
So for you,
equal opportunity, equal rights, equal.
You know, for like I look at a book. There are quite a number of books I've bought because I like the design.
Okay.
So for you, you're not looking at the cover. Like maybe this person is dark or light, tall or short, or you know, endowed. You know,
that counts.
That doesn't count.
You know, it counts.
Okay, because I was going
it counts, but it's not the main thing.
Dude, I mean,
it counts,
I'm not saying it's the main thing. Sometimes you look at the book because of the cover, and then you open the book and be like, wow, this is beautiful.
Yes.
Or nah.
I mean, obviously, like if we're men, you know, we're attracted to the physical first.
Yeah,
you know,
for yourself. I'm the one interviewing. So
okay.
Don't bring me into it.
Okay. Of course, I'm attracted to the physical first. You know, I'm not going to see you and be like, oh, I love your PhD brain. You know, I'm attracted to the physical first. Like,
so what's the physical for you? What are you attracted to in the physical? Because too many times, I mean, it's okay. We go to the deep, like she's independent, blah, blah, blah. So if you're attracted to the physical, what are you attracted to in the physical?
Jessica Pearson. That's all I'll say.
Say
they'll find out. They'll find out. They'll find out. Jessica Pearson.
So the other time you said Eva Mendes, it looks like you don't know what you want. You said Eva Mendes, Jessica Pearson. Later you said Eva Longoria.
No. For what I want.
You remember you chose Genevieve. You said because she wasn't married. Is there something?
Yeah, I like Genevieve though.
Yeah.
I really do. I think she's She's absolutely
I
beautiful.
think you guys could do a song together.
Song?
I mean, she used to be an artist.
No. I'll pass. We could do a movie together though. With a lot of kissing scenes and stuff.
You're looking to do a movie too?
No, I'm not looking, boy. If Genevieve
If you get a
asks,
chance to.
yeah, why not? You know.
What's the ideal future for you? When you look at the future, your future.
My future, doing what I love and cashing out from it. You know, obviously I also have a tiny weeny passion for helping people. You know, but I can't. You know, like Jazzy said it, I can't help
people if I'm one of them.
Exactly. If I'm broke, I can't help you. You know, so kids on the streets and orphanages, you know, they're big on my list. You know, of endeavors I'd like to get into. You know, so yeah, the ideal future for me is, you know, doing what I love and making money from it, making people happy, however I can, you know, whether financially or otherwise. You know, as long as I'm capable, I would always be open to helping.
You mentioned orphanages, children. These are big things for me.
Yes.
Do you think Nigeria has a chance? Millions of kids out of school, one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world, one of the highest rates of children dying under the age of 5 in the world. Let's not talk about terrorism and insecurity and every other thing else. When you look at Nigeria, you think we have a chance?
A chance with, you know...
Our future, do you think we're going somewhere?
Oh, we have to.
Like we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice, you know, like when you're...
So what part do you think we should be looking at if we are going to move forward?
Education.
Economically?
Education is vital. It's the best gift you can give anybody. You know, because when you're educated, you can fish by yourself. Do you understand? And I think our education needs to be, I don't want to use the word revamped, but a lot of work needs to be done as far as I also find comprehension to be a big issue. Yes.
Is it from the Twitter experience?
Yeah, from that experience. Like, you can say one thing and people just, you know...
There's a lot of it that is comprehension. There's also a lot of it that is people just insisting on not getting it.
Exactly.
Like intentional,
you know,
intentionally
they're just committed to misunderstanding, you know.
If you could change something about your past, what would you change?
Nothing.
Nothing. You wouldn't change dating 2 women at the same time?
Who told you I dated 2 women at the same time?
You never did. No. You always dated 1 woman at a time.
Yes.
Why? You're such a good guy.
I'm a good guy, you know. Yes, they have to. They come. Where's my phone?
Single. Good guys like us.
I tire. Like, who is the us? I know, right? It will happen. I've learned not to force situations.
Yeah, organic. Yeah,
it has to be organic, you know.
What are you listening to at the moment?
I like F.SHAW a lot.
What's on your playlist?
I like F.SHAW a lot. A lot of F.SHAW music.
Have you guys met?
No, we haven't. We haven't met. I like F.SHAW.
Why do you like F.SHAW?
I think he's very creative. You know, I knew about him since there's a song he had.
He was in CU, right?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
He wasn't.
Ah.
I know he was in the UK. There was a time I was doing this small radio tour and big time on Rhythm 93.7 in Lekki. Had played a song for me that F.SHAW did. It was called "What's Up, Guy." You know, I think that was one of his first records, and you know, I was sold from there. Like, you know, he was really, really talented and creative. I like Reminisce too. Reminisce is fantastic. Obviously Wiz and Davido, they're the kings of new school pop and everything. So yeah, a few of those on my playlist.
Olamide?
Olamide, definitely.
How about Simi?
Definitely, that's my girl.
I love Simi.
Yeah, we were in Covenant together now. In fact, there's a video we
she's
have
amazing.
together that is not supposed to come out. You know, I hope that video never
You
comes
guys have
out.
a video.
Yeah, we did something in school then. One
She's amazing.
small music. No, she is.
MJ, F.SHAW, Simi.
I don't have a bad Simi song.
She is. She is.
I mean,
she
but
is-
this is not me.
She has everything to be whatever she wants to be. You know, however big.
So you
she
have
wants-
all of these guys on your playlist.
Yeah.
Yemi Alade?
Yemi Alade. No, I don't have Yemi Alade on my
Tiwa
playlist. But I
Savage?
like. Oh.
Tiwa has some really powerful songs out.
I have a big crush on Tiwa. I've always loved Tiwa.
But the other guys on the
always
continent,
loved-
like Casper,
Casper and your
Platinum,
verse, Proverb.
the Kenyan.
Proverb
rapper,
is
right?
South African.
Ah, so okay.
Yes.
There's this other guy, South African. It's really, really good.
But
He's a rapper. I'm trying to remember his name
the
now.
light skin one.
He was on this, yeah.
AKA.
He's not AK. He was on this show where he was just dropping bar, spontaneous bar.
the new guy.
Yeah.
Nasty C.
Nasty C.
Yeah, Nasty C is great. Very talented.
He's very good.
Yeah, I saw
But when
that.
I'm there, I keep
Okay.
my feet up. So to some of my exes, when y'all die, I might see ya. And we can have a 16 some. Young high eater, I eat ya. Young high beast on high beast, I'm eat the
Yeah, I
track
saw
keep
that.
up.
I think
Will
I
not
think
need
I
Nasty
did.
C,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nasty C is great.
So if you could do a collaboration with an artist right now, I mean you have your peak all around the world.
All around the world.
Yeah, three
Three.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to North America first. That would be Drake, obviously.
Drake.
Uh,
But you make sure it's in the video though.
yeah, I have to. I have to find a way to get it. In fact, we have to sign that.
Yes, get closer in the
Yeah,
video.
guy,
yeah.
you go date this video or
Yeah.
not. You know, back home here one day.
One day
Call.
He's deep.
Yeah,
I mean, he has the vocals that you can sell anywhere in the world.
fantastic.
You know I be loving. You walk all gone. You know you need this love. Indeed, ba boo 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 ba 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 ba. Oh no.
Fantastic. And then, who else? I think it would be great to do a song with. Can I mention a producer?
Yeah, of course.
Lyric. I really like Lyric.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for the production, now that you've mentioned the producer, Niger now,
Niger.
for your production, if you had a peak of producers to work on,
3.
say, an album, maybe even 5, a peak of producers.
To work on an album.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not saying like Jazzy where you have one
Yeah,
producer
yeah,
like
yeah,
Blue
yeah.
ID did for his
Don
new
Jazz
album.
definitely.
Jazzy, yeah.
Jazzy Spells. Yeah,
Spells.
I have big history with Spells. We actually started together in
Sauce?
Spells, not SARS.
No, I mean no sauce sick.
Yeah, well, I was just on number 2.
Yeah.
So I was going to get there. So Jazzy Spells,
Yeah.
SARS, that's 3, Lyric 4, and then yeah, So Sick, because
So
So
about your
Sick is
videos.
very
So now
hip-hop
we get to do the video.
videos. I like Ajay Filmworks. Film? Is it Films or Filmworks? Yeah, Ajay Films.
We know it's Ajay.
Yeah, I like Ajay. I like what's his name?
If you don't call the person I want you to call, I go fight you. And I'm going to put am for your
Clarence?
your video directing.
Clarence?
Not Clarence. Clarence is good, but not
No, Clarence
Clarence.
is here. So Ajay and
Our directional order, the way she goes about her work, fits into
oh,
your music.
oh yes, yes. I actually wanted to work with
Your
her.
music and the way she goes about her work.
Yeah,
like,
I wanted to
the
work.
energy she brings,
Yes.
the storytelling.
She's very detailed.
Yeah. So who is this person?
I wanted to work with her at some point.
Yeah, she's
I
dope.
couldn't afford her.
I mean, all
She's
credit
very
to all these
expensive.
guys. I think
Yeah,
Clarence has been extraordinary.
Of course,
because
of
in
course.
this game, it's
course.
one thing to have one hit, to have 2, 3, 4
longevity
successes,
counts, yeah.
but to do it for such
Yeah,
a
for such a
long
long
time,
time. Shout out to
such
Clarence.
extraordinary, man,
Yeah.
extraordinary.
yeah.
So now we have the album out now. What are the top 10 cities you do your tour?
Local?
I mean, you have the world on your feet, bro.
I have a thing for South Africa, definitely. So Joburg, London, of course. Maybe Paris, because my first single, Let It Go, 2007, Asha loved it very much, and she actually, you know, sent me a message. She asked for permission to use it to be opening her shows, to use the instrumental to be opening. So her band usually used to play it. We met on a flight to South Africa in 2008, and I handed my CD to her, and then she called from South Africa. She flew to Japan, and then she calls Cobhams like in the middle of the night, Nigerian time, like, who's this guy, and, you know, can you ask him if, you know, I can use this for this. And
so we're going to have Asha on this album.
I'd love to work with Asha. She's a great artist, and I think she has done.
And I can't really wait for her next album.
A lot.
It's been too long.
Yeah, I know, right?
Since Bed of Stones.
You know, Asha is, you know,
world class.
Yeah, world class. You know, so he was like, you know, talk to him. You know, and then, you know, she sent me an email, and yeah, we used to exchange emails before.
Paris?
Yeah. So Paris, I mentioned Joburg, London, Paris. 10, you mentioned 10. I never blew like that now. Yeah.
You go to New York for sure, though.
NY, definitely.
Las Vegas?
I'd be open to that.
Lagos?
Of course.
Abuja, but would they dance though?
That's the problem with Abuja people are so stiff. They're very
You would
stiff.
love Nairobi.
Yeah, I've never been to Kenya. So.
Kenya is live, man.
Yeah.
Kenya is live. Kenyans,
I love to
they
be
ball.
there. They ball, yeah.
They ball. Then you can go to Kigali, give them some
and then
live.
Tanzania. I love to
Tanzania
see
is live, and Tanzania is they are interested in what's coming out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Also because they have platinums, diamond platinums,
yeah.
superstar.
Yeah. And it's a
been able to
beautiful
do
place
some very
too. So I
powerful
see.
collaborations. Now, when it comes to beauty,
Yeah.
Tanzania definitely is.
The blue waters.
Is there.
Definitely. So yeah.
So, if you, I think I'm opening up your next work too much, but what sort of musical direction in terms of the sound? Are you going to change your sound? Because look, your previous work, the ones you did in 2008, that you used to go to sell your CDs at New Metro and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time since that.
Yeah, sounds have evolved.
The sounds have evolved. So what's going to change in your sound?
Well, I would say I've always been a vintage guy. I love the vintage sound, you know, by virtue of my influences on, you know, what I grew up listening to. So that would always remain constant. But I think what would change would be, you know, I think I'm flexible enough to move with the times, you know, to know what people would like to hear. And so I would say, I think my delivery has changed a bit.
What's changed about your delivery?
Yeah, I think I'm more. I used to, when voicing, I used to be. I don't want to use the word timid. But
If you had to choose between metaphors and rhymes,
I would choose timing, basically,
Timing.
because both count. It's just how you use them and where you use them.
you said you used to be timid in your.
Yeah, in voicing, you know, and Cobhams really like kicked my backside. Like, you know, you need to project, and you know, shout out to Cobhams, by the way. He's my teacher. You know, basically he.
Are you guys still in touch?
Yeah. I don't know where he is now.
That's
though.
another KCOB doing.
Yeah. And my biggest record, I did it with him. He produced it as the world turns. You know, he actually sang it.
You have something going on with Ego.
Yeah, I worked with her in 2008 on a song called "Hold Me Down," and she's just a really sweet person. You know, she doesn't give me all this. Oh, call me back later. Or, you know, very down to earth. You know, we're supposed to have recorded that song about 5-6 months ago, but because I was at work and our schedules kept on clashing, you know. And lucky for me, about 2-3 weeks ago, she was free, I was free, and you know, we just knocked it out. You know, so we have a great relationship. And
So this is important for me, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there. I was going to say young people, but actually this thing has nothing to do with age. They are going through the sort of tough times and dark moments that you were in when you consider taking your own life. So you've been there. What would you say to someone in that situation right now, watching this video?
There's hope. There's hope. Your situation will not last forever. You know, there's hope, and find a way to be brilliant. Nobody ignores brilliance. You know, just there's something you are special at. When if you take your life, you're going to put the people that love you in more pain. You know, so there's no. If I live through that,
was that what you thought about? Was that one
yes,
of the things that?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, if I had to leave a note, and
Did you ever write a note?
no, I did not do that. I'm just saying, if I had to do that, and you know, my mom had to come into my room or my house or wherever I was living, you know, to knock the doors down to retrieve my body, will she be able to live through that? You know, so knowing that you would put, you know, the people that love you through so much pain, it's not worth it. You know, so what I will say is there is hope, and if I got out of it, trust me, you will. You know, I mean, there was a point in my life I didn't even think I was smart. You know, I was just, it was a terrible time, you know, but I got out of it, and definitely you will. Find a way to be brilliant. Nobody can ignore brilliance.
Your experience, you were practically a superstar without a face as the handler of the EFCC handle. Did it validate your experience coming to that point? Like, did it make you like, thank God I went through this experience, thank God I read these books, thank God I went through this path?
Yes, that's the language actually. Thank God I went through certain things I went through, because then you see life in a whole new perspective, differently.
So the next time you're going through a pain,
it could be useful for something. Because when you look at some of these international artists, you know, I think I was watching something on Robin Thicke one time, and he was like, before he blew up, he had been working for 12 years. And then you look at it like, that's a long time. And look at when he came. But people always say, oh, this one just...
careers out there.
Do you understand? You know, so there's always a backstory, you know, and it's to build character, to build you, you know. I'm grateful for what I went through, because if I had blown at that time,
you probably wouldn't have been able to handle it.
Do you understand? Exactly. You know, now I'm more mature, you know, I know how to handle my money, I know how to handle relationships, you know, and everything just comes together at the right time.
What does money mean to you? When I see a book like this talking about the end of money,
what book is that? Let me see. The end of money.
What does money mean to you? For me, money is value, right? It doesn't matter whether it comes in coins or it comes in cashless transfer or you're paying with barter. If I can create value, that's money for me.
Yes. Money is important. You know, let's not kid ourselves.
I heard someone say on Twitter yesterday that money is the root of all evil. I said, dude, come on, don't say that again. Money is not the root of all evil. Go and read your Bible again. You say exactly what it said.
I think the Bible says the love
of money in Timothy.
You know, so it's important. Let's not kid ourselves. But there are some things you should never compromise for money. You know, your values, your integrity. You know, I know while working there, and people used to ask me, you dey collect, don't you dey collect, bro? I'm like, those things mean nothing to me. I saw on the news the other day, I think a young man, 7.3 million naira was paid into his account. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. And he copied the bank and wrote a letter to them and asked them to withdraw it. You know, and then somebody did a poll, like, if it was you, would you do that? And I was disappointed to see that most people were like, you know, they would take the money and go. I'm like, these things are, you know, they don't mean anything. You know, you can't sell your soul, because what is 7? Money comes, money goes. You know, so you blow it like a runny nose, you know.
Say that again.
Money comes, money goes. Blow it like a runny nose.
Who said that?
I think that was Fab. I think Fabulous. You know, it's nothing. You know, you can't buy me if something is against my values. You know, there's no amount of money that can make me change that.
Because I look at Jazzy.
Yeah.
With his new album.
Yeah.
444.
444.
And I don't see a man who wants to make money.
Yeah.
I see a man who wants to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
So it looks like it gets to a point where the value of money diminishes, and it becomes something much more abstract, much more real, much more eternal.
Yeah.
So it lives in a place where you're thinking, okay, money is good, but money cannot be the ultimate. Even
No, it's
here
not.
on this planet.
It's not. I mean, money gets things done.
So what legacy are you thinking of? What would you have be your legacy? Like, you know, we're talking about Nelson Mandela, and what would you have be your legacy? Like, when we're checking out your story and where you've been, and
I think it will be the man that was able to bring people together regardless of their differences. You know, and you know, right now in the country there's a lot of divisive talk, and it's really simple to me. Like, you're Yoruba and he's Igbo and he's Northern, and there's no reason why there are good and bad people.
Muslim, Christian,
Do you understand?
atheist.
There are good and bad people. You know, it has nothing to do with, oh, this person is from the east or from the southwest, or there are good and bad people. There are competent and incompetent people. Simple. You know, so my legacy, what I'd love to be remembered by is, you know, just that person that was able to bring people together regardless of whatever ethnic coloration or differences people had. You know, a symbol of unity, basically.
On that note, I really could go on and on and on, because
right?
look, the strength of your brand, even though you're into music and everything, the strength of your brand is your core essence as a human being.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that a lot of the guys that are watching this right now, that would see this later, will see that essence that not just speaks to their music interest and their love of music, or speaks to their love of communication. It speaks to their humanity. That's why I'd say thank you for doing this. Thank you very
much, brother.
I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you
and
so much.
hopefully someday soon we'll come back to talk about some of these things again.
Oh, definitely.
At a much higher pedestal.
Yes. Thank you for this platform too.
Nice one, bro.
Thanks.
Never thought I'd write a love song till I die, but Pac made me understand that even thugs cry. I'm not a coward, so I'd rather feel than not try. I'm on the come up, have to stay humble. Who am I? My girl loved me, and I love her. Blessed daughter to eat, she's a real star. Guess I'm a